All the AVR controllers have the on-chip EEPROM. The amount of EEPROM varies from the 64 bytes on the 890S1 200 tiny 10 divided by 12 to the 4 kilobytes on Mega 103. The EEPROM accessed through the EEPROM access registers, namely as EEPROM address registers, EEPROM data register and EEPROM control register. For those devices with more than 256 bytes of EEPROM, the EEPROM access register is actually 2 register is used set the address of the EEPROM to which data is the written from the which the data is to be read. The EEPROM access register is read or write register. The register can be to see the what EEPROM address has been set. The EEPROM data register is the EEPROM data register is read or write register. When you want to write the data EEPROM, you load the required data into the EEPROM data register. When you want to read the data EEPROM, after the reading process is over, you read the EEPROM data register for the data. Then next, the EEPROM control register has the necessary control bits for the reading and writing EEPROM. Writing to and the EEPROM is not simple as writing to the SRAM. For example, the write the access time for the EEPROM on the AVR controllers is order of the 2.5 to the 4 millisecond depending upon the supply voltage. The EEPROM control bit of the allows to user to detect when previously request data has been the written to EEPROM and whenever a new byte can be the written. Then next one is the EEPROM. There have been many EEPROM data corruption, mainly as the supply voltage is low, then the EEPROM is operate properly. According to the ATmega-L, the solution to the preventing data corruption for the on-chip EEPROM is much same preventing EEPROM data corruption for the on-chip EEPROM IC. Especially EEPROM data corruption is the EEPROM address has been the reported. The recommended solution for the preventing EEPROM data corruption are as follows. Use the brownout detector to detect the periods of the time when the supply voltage is low and the assert reset the during the such a time. It is the better to the reset the system than proceed with the possibility of the EEPROM data corruption. Avoid the writing the EEPROM during the periods of the low voltage supply. This is the easier said than that done. Do not use the EEPROM at all. This is the rather than the extreme solution. Then next one is the IO ports of the AVR microcontroller. All AVR microcontroller have the same amount of the input output, which is range from the 3 bits on the 48 bits on the Mega 103. All the output bits of the AVR controller can sinking and sourcing current is the 20 milliampere current, which makes it very suitable to the drive LEDs directly without need of the external buffer. All the input output ports have been the 3 input output addressable associated with them. The 3 address are the required configuration, the individual bits of the input or output. The other address is required to the other output data to this bit configured as the output, and the third address is required to the read the data from those pins configured as the input. These ports are labeled DDRX, port X, pin X for the given port X. The DDRX is the data direction register. Writing has the 1 to the bit DDRX bit makes corresponding bits as the output bit for the port X. Therefore, the output is the 1. The port bit is the corresponding bit can be set or reset using the CBI or SBI instruction or the out instruction. Similarly, to read data, the input pin of the port, the pin X register is used. The pin X is directly connected to the pin of the port. The port pin can be provided with an external pull-up by writing the 1 to the port bit addresses port X. The value of pull-up register is between the 13 kilo-ohm to the 150 kilo-ohm. The corresponding value of the pull-up current is the between the 160 microampere and the 33 microampere. Then the pull-up port X pin is the pull-up is removed and the input pin is the left floating. It is the high impedance state. Then next one is the SRAM. The SRAM is available in the most high-end processor. The amount varies from the 128 to the 4 kilobytes. The SRAM is associated using the many data access instruction, either the directly or indirectly using the pointer register. The SRAM is used for the stack also. The SRAM access the time is the 2 clock cycles. 2 clock cycles. Then next one is the watchdog timer control register. Watchdog timer control register bit 4 is the watchdog turn off enable. This bit is used in conjunction with the WDE bit. This bit is set to be 1 when WDE is cleared to the 0, and this disables the watchdog timer. The processor clears the bit after 4 clock cycle. Then bit number 3 is the WDE, watchdog enable. When set to be 1, the watchdog timer is enabled. To disable the watchdog bit is the cleared 0, and the watchdog timer is set to be 1. To disable the watchdog timer, the following procedure is employed in the single operation: set watchdog timer following the clear watchdog timer to 0 within the 4 clock cycles. This will be the disable for the watchdog timer. Then next one is the bit 2 is 0. Bit 2 is the WDP1, WDP2, WDP1, WDP0. Watchdog timer prescaler. This bit is used as the watchdog timer time outs. Then next one is the SPI data register. This is the read or write register used to the data transfer between the register file and the SPI shift register. Writing to this register initiate data transmission, and the reading from the causes the shift register receiver buffer to the read. The next one is the SPI status register. In the SPI status register, bit number 7 SPIF. It is the SPI interrupt flag. When SPI serial transfer is completed and the SPI bit is the set to 1 and the global interrupts are enabled, then the SPIF flag is set to be 1. SPIF is cleared to the 0 by the processor of the corresponding interrupt is executed. Alternately, the clear reading SPI status register is the 1 and the accessing SPI data register. And the second one is the bit number 6 write collision flag. This bit is said to be if SPI data register is written during the data transfer. This bit is cleared as the together with the SPI up to the 0 by the first reading and the SPI status register. When the WCOL is the 1, then the accessing of the SPI data register. Then next one, UART input output data register. The UART data input output register are actually two separate registers sharing the same physical address. When data is written to the address, it gets to return the data transmit register, and when the reading from this address, it is the read from the data receiver register. And the UART status register. In UART status register, bit number 7 RXC UART receiver complete. When this bit is 1, indicates that the UART receiver received the data bytes from the received shift register. Bit number 6 is the TXC UART transmit complete. This bit is the said to be 1 when the complete data byte including the stop bit is the shifted out from the transmit shift register, and no new data is when written the UDR. Bit number 5 is the UDRE UART data register empty. This bit is the said to be 1 when the data written to be UDR is transferred to the transmit shift register. This bit is the indicates UDR ready, receive the new byte. Bit number 4 is the FE framing error. This bit is the said to be 1 when the incoming stop bit is 0 and the FE is cleared when the incoming stop bit is the 1. Then bit number 3 is OR overrun error. This bit is said to be 1 when the valid data is UDR is not read before the new data is shifted and the UDR from the UART receiver shift register.